That's good. So this is the second full day in full pads, and kind of mixing in our lot. Started some live work yesterday. Been in shoulder pads. I guess Monday, Tuesday, and then we full pads Wednesday, and then again today. But started our first live work yesterday, just mixing in some stuff, and then same thing today. It's been good. You know, I was just telling the team the one thing, we got a lot to do, we got a lot to correct. It's a lot. We're a long way away from game ready, but the one thing that has been consistent to this point through all of our practices is we've had really good energy, and I mean I'm talking about. I mean, you know, usually you might start getting a negative Nelly here or there, Debbie Downer or whatever, and man, just very positive energy with this football team. And I mean, just guys about their business, really working, great effort, and so that's been the really good positive. We got to get the right techniques. We just got to get our knowledge base a little bit better, doing some of the little things that we got to do to execute at the level that we want to execute at. But I'm really encouraged by the team, you know, and that's kind of what I'm looking at is the overall big picture. We've got some good leadership out here, but this is a very positive team, good energy, and I'm just kind of starting to sense, you know, we've been going here since last Wednesday, I guess the first time we met with them, and you know, I can just feel camp, you know, kind of settling in and the progress that I was hoping to see from a chemistry standpoint. So it's been good. It's been good. And a tough day today. You know, yesterday we changed our schedule up. You know, because everything's purposeful, everything we do, and so a quick turnaround right back out this morning, just a kind of a little mental challenge, mentally tough for everybody. But I like where we are, and we'll come back tonight. So we'll give them a little bit of a break. We'll grade everything, get ready for this afternoon meetings, and we'll get a little lift this afternoon. We'll have dinner, another little meeting, and then we'll actually go to the stadium tonight and just have kind of a little walkthrough type of deal, slow it down a little bit, and midday practice tomorrow, and then get ready for the scrimmage on Saturday. But our situation stuff, I feel good about that as far as how we're getting it in. Got some second and long today, playing third down, and got in the goal line today. Tomorrow will be coming out off the goal line. It'll be some 2-minute. So, you know, we're kind of plugging along.
Is Logan Rudolph running with the first team? Is that competition between him and XT heating up a little bit?
It's competition for all of them, man. You know, it's not just XT and Logan. I mean, it's Foster, it's KJ, it's Maskell. Those five. I mean, we can play. Those guys can play anywhere. So we're just trying to create competition between all of them, and whoever the two most consistent guys, you know, they're all going to play because they're all good players and they've earned the right. But whoever the two most consistent, that's who will run out there first. So everything counts, and you know. But I'm really pleased with you know, where they are. Same thing. That group's got a lot of technical things they got to improve on, alignments, details of steps and footwork, and you know, angles, and just eyes, a lot of stuff. But that group is coming, and their effort is good, and the competition is awesome. So I think we stay the course. We'll be a very functional group.
Denzel going into his senior year, just how do you see his role in the secondary shaping out?
Oh man, Denzel is a starter for us. I mean, he's you know, some games he might run out there first, depending on what packages we're in. Some games he might not run out there first, but he's a starter on this football team. He starts on special teams, and he is really a valuable member of this team. Going to have a great year. Had a heck of a year last year. Really, you know, came on for us and came through big time. But Denzel has, you know, that's what this game's all about, and it's what I love to see. You know, he's a perfect example of a guy that just, man, hung in there, and he is a really good football player now, and a guy that'll get a legit shot at the next level. I mean, he is a talented athlete that has really become a very functional guy in our secondary, and with some versatility. So I'm proud of him.
Speaking of secondary, DK and the small sample size so far with the cornerbacks, was he starting to acclimate over that position well?
Yeah, he was, and he's been out, you know, the last couple of days, kind of tweaked his hamstring, so he's on ice right now. We got to get him back, but he was doing excellent, and but he's in a good place mentally, and physically we know what he can do, but mentally he's just in a much better place as far as just his knowledge, because he's had a chance to get the installation and be in the meetings and all that stuff he didn't get last spring until we started kind of working him some. But I'm proud of him. He's just like I said, tweaked his ham. He'll whenever they get him back, he'll be back.
Is T and Green a precautionary?
No, he just got banged up. I mean, he practiced all day, but sometimes these guys get little nicks and things, and we might put them in a green, which is do everything. It just tells everybody, let's don't hit them today, but you do everything. It's hard to put an offensive lineman in green. If you put an offensive lineman in green, then that means he just does our scout stuff, but he can't do the competitive stuff. That's not fair to the defense. But when we can put a receiver in a DB in a green, they can still get all their work done. We just don't hit him. So he had a full day, but yeah, he's fine.
Injury-wise, how do you feel like y'all are holding up overall?
Pretty good shape. I think first of all, I think we're in really good shape. We did a lot of running this summer, probably more running than we've done in a while, and really feel good about how they've held up. It's been really hot. The heat index has been way up there the last couple of days, and these guys have really pushed through, and it's been very competitive practices. A lot of good on good. 12, 13, 14 periods of good on good. So that's just something that I always kind of look at. I like where they are from that standpoint. But just getting into a week of banging and third day or fourth day in pads, counting the 2 shell days, just start to get a few little nicks thing here mount up, but nothing major.
What's up with Jake? What's up with his injury?
Jake,
Yeah,
just hamstring, tweaked his hamstring.
When you talk about that positive energy that you've been having to start camp, do you think that's sustainable for the entire season?
Well, I hope so. I mean, that's an attitude. I mean, I think every day we wake up, we have a choice to make, what type of attitude we're gonna have, and I think that's a reflection of kind of who this team is right now and what the leadership is, and kind of where they are as far as that chemistry. And so I certainly hope so.
Coach, just with the secondary violations being announced last night, just how do you address that with your staff and just the players moving forward so you don't run into similar?
Yeah, that's all old news. I mean, I know they have to do that stuff, I guess, once a year, but
yeah.
We deal with those things as they come. Some of them we don't ever even know. There's no intentional rule breaking, that's for sure. But from time to time, I mean, there's some things that happen. Somebody inadvertently sent an email to somebody that they thought was a junior, but he's a sophomore or whatever, and you report that. I mean, that's just the biggest thing is to have compliance, and most of those things are you self-report. If you do have something that you don't find out, we had a group show up here one day in our lobby. I think they came. I don't even know where they came from. To be honest with you, I never saw them. Well, we didn't know that they were on some 7-on-7 trip or something, passing through and stopped off at Clemson to say hey to Clemson, and well, that was a violation. And now they've changed that rule. Now you can do that. So there's just things that pop up, and so I evaluate, and we spend a lot of time on compliance. I mean, that's a huge part of what we do in every area. But there's a lot of moving parts, and so when you have an issue, you just address it and learn from it and move forward.
Sunday is Fan Appreciation Day. You always seem to embrace that and get a chance to put the faces with the crowd and that you see on Saturday. What does that day mean for you?
Yeah, it's a big day. I know there's I mean, it's for. I mean, we do 2.5 hours. I don't know how many schools do 2.5 hours of Fan Day, but I think it's just part of being Clemson and a part of who we are, and so it's always good. It's always I'm sorry I can't meet everybody, and I meet a lot of people and get a chance to say hello and sign an autograph or take a picture or whatever. But I enjoy it. And it's always this will be a fun one. I'm sure we'll have a great crowd, and Trevor's taking a lot of pressure off of me. I got a feeling Trevor is going to have a huge line, so I might have a little more chit-chat time over in my line this year.
Offensive linemen tend to be overlooked and underappreciated at times. Do you think this group of your offensive linemen you have this year kind of fits that mold too, or?
Not within our walls. They're
Right.
very appreciated. That's a myth here. I mean, we love those guys, and I think everybody has on this team has a great appreciation for the job that they do. Just a great group of guys. Robbie's done an awesome job in really creating unity and just versatility. Those guys all push each other, but man, we've got some grown men in that offensive line that have played a lot of ball, a lot of big-time games that really understand, and the leadership of those guys is amazing. I mean, John Simpson and Pollard and Cervinka and Anklin, those 4 guys right there, awesome leaders, just great people, and they're just driven. And then you throw in, Jackson was just taking a whole nother step, and then the guys behind them, awesome leaders, awesome young guys that have really bought in. It's just becoming a really good group. So they're not underappreciated with us, that's for sure.
And they're hugely integral to a team's ultimate success, right?
Well, you can't. This game, I don't care how flashy we are and how cute we are getting off the bus. How fast we are, how good Trevor's hair looks that day. It don't matter. If you ain't got a good offensive line, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. And so, the OL sets the tone. I always tell those guys, the closer you are to the ball, the more valuable you are to the team. Just the way it is to the game. Because it all starts right there. It's an inside-out game, and that sets the tone for everything else that happens. And I've played skill position, coached skill players my whole life, and those guys are awesome. But it all works together. It all works together. Those guys cannot get their job done if we can't get it done up front, and vice versa. You can have some great guys on the back end, but if those guys up front on that defensive side can't get it done, you're in trouble.
So Niles was in the green.
Yeah, he's all right. He's banged up a little. He's all right. He practiced today. He'll be ready to go Saturday. He's off tomorrow. We got some guys off tomorrow for graduation. Niles graduated in May, so he gets my gift to them is to get a day off. So he's off tomorrow. DeAndre Overton, Austin Spence are graduating tomorrow. So Austin actually took a medical. He's a student coach this year, but and then obviously DeAndre graduating tomorrow. So those guys will get a day to just kind of do whatever they want to do, graduate and have fun, and spend time with their family.
Coach, you see the W drill. Just what do you like from that drill, and what can you learn about a player when they go through those intense blocking?
Yeah, the wind drill. It's just it's the simplest form of football. It's very simple. You can either block a guy, and move him, and create space, or you can't. That guy can hold the point, get off a block, or he can't. It's just very simple. It's probably one of the easiest and evaluating things that we do, and then you got second level, so it's a tight end on a backer, who can sustain a block. Those things are a little later. Who can sustain a block? Who can get off a block, leverage, play with their hands, and get to the ball. And then on the back end, you've got space block, stalk block. So a DB backpedaling and fitting it up in space, and who can maintain and who can get off of it. So it's just and then the backs, running off the blocks, and running in tight quarters. So just a great competitive drill, and one of the staples of what we do.